What's up, guys? Cooper here, back with the Town Hall 9 portion of our matchup against Clan's Landing here. And as I was looking through these Town Hall 9 attacks, I decided I had to just recap all of them, do a full recap, because we had some absolutely beast attacks by our Town Hall 9s. And I'll scroll through, show you so a lot of these were scouts. Basically, everyone who was hitting Town Hall 9s was one of the 6-pack guys. Let me look at that. 6-pack, 6-pack, 6-pack. Very close here. There's 6-pack, and then some scouts, 6-pack. Just a ton of fresh hit 3 stars right off the bat. You can see such a doge here. Actually hit 16 for a 3-star. So someone's not going to get in the recap that did 3-star because he decided to hit it for practice again. So I have to give a lot of credit to our Town Hall 9s. Absolutely beast of this war. I think we must have had all bases, but maybe 3 cleared like 6 hours into war. Just so many fresh triples right off the bat. And when getting it done up top, he is fairly new to Thieves, joined the clan pretty recently, and he has been going to town on some of these top Town Hall 9 bases. So he's going to queen charge in, and pretty anti-bowler base. You see this long, thin compartment. And the danger with that here is he's going to get his queen in there, and then he's going to walk this entire section. Ton of value for the queen charge. He's going to pull that CC, get probably 6 or 7 point defenses, eliminate some double giant bomb spots, namely this possible one, and just get a lot of value out of that. And then on the other side, and you can see he only has 4 loons, no hogs, just 4 loons. Because he's basically going to take this whole thing out with his queen charge and then his kill squad here. Which is basically a mass Valk kill squad with some bowlers. He got that golem in front, which honestly is not going to do too much as his Valks kind of just run ahead of it. But it was helpful for setting up that funnel and tanking at the beginning. Getting some funneling whiz on the side. And you can see his queen, just beautiful queen charge. Right as she starts to get into damage, she comes back. Kind of hard to get both angles. He's on such opposite sides of the base here, working his way down. But bowler's doing some work, and this one's pretty much over. Has 4 loons for this last archer tower. Nothing else left. It's going to even target those loons. He's got some bowlers, full health queen, and of course, swagging a giant. So really nice hit by Wen. And then a very cool hit on the next one by Wen as well. Took out these top 2 Town Hall 9s really early in war, and that set us off to a good start for our 9s. One of our best wars for Town Hall 9s. For sure. Had a ton of scouts, was able to, help set up some of our Town Hall 10s to hit. So Wen's going to bring a stoned golem attack, bowlers in the CC, max bowlers, double jump, rage, and heal, all for his kill squad. And his plan here is to take out all of these air defenses. So he's going to heal that kill squad up, rage them, and he's already put down, at this point, all of his spells. And look how much of the base is left. But you're going to see these bowlers behind those 3 golems just do some absolute work. He actually missed his king ability here, and then he has 16 loons. So these air defenses are just a little too tight on this base, and Wen's going to take full advantage of that. So his queen gets into a little trouble, pops that ability, but he is able to target pretty much every single defense with 2 loons. It's just a balloon parade, as our good friend Isaac said when he was watching this attack. Has Wizard around for cleanup, and he has 10, 12 loons there, just bunched up. No splash defense. He already targeted that all individually. Yep, just overkill. Really cool raid by Wen. Two really good raids. And I mean, he brings bowlers in the CC. It's almost stupid not to at Town Hall 9. They just do so much damage. But you know, it's a little bit refreshing to see something other than HGHB. So Such Doge is also going to notice that the air defenses on this base are pretty close together, and he's going to take advantage of that as well. So a lot of these HGHB bases are pretty compact, and it's hard. When you have a compact base, it's hard to get those air defenses separated enough that you can't take advantage of them somehow. So Such Doge is going to come in here. He doesn't get a lot of anti-air besides the 3 air defenses. But, well, actually, he got 2 wizard towers, 2 archer towers, and he's going to get 3 air defenses, an expo, and the CC. So, I guess I'm kind of eating my words now. Definitely got a lot of anti-air stuff on that one. Poison was a little early. And I notice this often when people are up against a Valk CC. You really have to, and now he's going to just throw his king in, Suicide King, with a couple Valks, 4 Valks, just to take out that queen, making sure she goes down. I mean, his king would have done it by itself, but no need for the risk. Bring those extra Valks, and that's going to do it. And he just has 2 hounds, but he only has 1 air defense left. Max hound in the CC, and there's no chance that thing is going to pop with how many defenses he has left. Tesla's on his queen. Expo, the air targeting expo right there is on his queen. Sweeper's not going to do too much because he can come straight into that air defense, and there is already very little left of this base. That hound has about 3rd health left. Queen is still full health. A rage in the bag. 2 cleanup loons. Just absolutely crushed it. And this was actually the one he did for fun as his second hit because he saw a good opportunity on the base and wanted to practice. So someone else got a 3-star on 16 first. Whoever that was, I apologize that your attack won't be shown. So another queen charge LaLoon, a lot of air stuff, which is nice change of pace from so much ground lately. So he's going to do the queen charge earthquake. And you know, at the onset, it doesn't appear like, I mean, he's going to get both air defenses, the queen and the CC, but you know, he'll have a couple wizard towers, air defenses, and a sweeper pointing in this direction, coming at the backside. So, at the outside of the attack, doesn't appear like he's going to get too much for it, but he really uses this queen charge with the earthquake well. CC, going to need to pop the ability. Cool usage of the king before the queen. A kind of a common Town Hall 10 move in front of an Inferno tower to tank that way. So now he's got 2 expos on him. The rage is starting to wear off. His queen is not going to stay up much longer. But she's actually going to take out this 1 ground expo, and then those loons are going to get on the other one, and she's going to stay up the whole raid because of that, I believe, if I remember correctly. So it definitely looked a little sketchy for a second, but you see that expo is going down. Now she just has the king on her. She'll be fine under healer coverage. I mean, this is going into the sweeper, but he just doesn't have a lot of base left. Those wizard towers were fairly exposed, and He has some point defenses left, but not much else. Queen is just cleaning up at this point. He's got cleanup moving all around the edges. Hound's still working up, and I believe it's going to pop in a little bit as it moves up. And I think these Teslas and Archer Towers maybe lock onto the Hound there. But either way, his Queen is up, doing work, and he's got 10 loons left. That's going to be it. Great hit by Alchemist. I think this was his first war back in a while. He was taking a break or something, so great to see him come out of not hitting in a while and then putting up a big triple there. And another one, the Earthquake with the Queen, charging into the base. And so this one, he's got 2 layers with his Earthquake, because he already wall breakered in the first layer, so he's going to Earthquake in another layer here. And, you know, I hadn't watched this, but I'm guessing he actually meant to have his Queen go in that compartment there, which he broke open. Luckily, he has some more wall breakers there, kind of saving him. So raging the Queen just to get through that town hall in time. King is helping out with the funnel a bit. He's going to lock onto this King in a second. Nothing is on him. Going to be fine taking that King down, especially with a little bit of the last rage helping him stay up. It's only a level 20 King as well, so he's going to be fine in that regard. Now his King is locked on a wall that it looks like he just recently wall breakered, partially open. His King's going to get in there, take out probably that Archer Tower and Wizard Tower, which is going to free up that air defense to be directly targeted by a Loon. His Queen is working on the enemy Queen, just took the CC out, facing double sweepers now, but she's walking up like a champ. And I believe he's going to start the LaLoon any second now. Probably once he gets this air defense. Oh, there she goes. Pops the ability, get that air defense down so he can just start working on his LaLoon. And she's going to step up, get this pesky sweeper out of the way. Now she's in the middle of the base, taking out everything as the loons converge. He only has 1 haste for the rest of this base and a lot left. And you see these ones aren't even ground expos. These are 2 air expos. But, I mean, his Queen is in the middle, taking everything down. And just demolishes this base. He's got 1 Hound full health. His max Hound from the CC is at half health. And pretty much all of his loons survive. 2 cleanup loons as well. But no swag, so Aidan really got to step it up. He likes to think he can swag, but clearly didn't happen in that raid. Alright, this base is a pretty old meta base, and I think it might have been one of the few that we needed a cleanup attack on. So setting that funnel, pretty expensive funnel he had. 3 or 4 minions, a wizard, and a Valk, so looking at about 20 troop space for that funnel, but wanted to make sure his Queen is going to go the right way here. So air defenses to the outside, he can snipe those, allows for a pretty easy Queen walk up that side, and he's going to need to rage in just a second here, I'm assuming, as couple point defense lock on up here. And I haven't seen this one either, but I'm guessing he's going to send the Valks and the King in right down this gut. Jump in, get the Queen and King, and then hog around the edges. So as the CC comes out and those point defenses lock on, he's going to need that rage, and he goes with the ability. Probably would have been okay, but with a level 20 King, level 20 Queen, don't want to risk it too much. So yeah, he's coming in with a bunch of Valks straight up the gut there. Jump and heal right into the queen. Bowlers hanging out back. Looks like bowlers are probably going to walk and actually pick up a good amount of, well, hogs coming in. So bowlers really didn't do too much, but I mean, he got that queen taken out one side, Valks and king working right up the middle, and the hogs on the outside. And he's going to end this one with full health heroes. Hogs did not take any damage almost that entire raid. And those bowlers, really smart idea bringing those bowlers for cleanup. Really like the idea there, Poopsie. Very nice hit. Now we have Colin on their number 20. So this one, people were kind of freaking out a little bit when he did this. Really cool hit here. So he starts off with just 3 healers on his queen, because he's only coming under 1 point defense right now, so he's not going to worry about his queen health. Gets pretty good funneling out of those minions. Surprise Tesla works out really nicely for him. I think this was a fresh hit. And so you can see his army comp right now. He's got, maybe he has 4 healers actually on his queen. So I think he has 4 healers, but then he has 2 more healers, a P.E.K.K.A., and 7 loons. So he's going to funnel in the queen on one side. P.E.K.K.A.'s coming in on the other side, with some bowlers behind them. I believe it was Omega that I first saw do this strategy with the P.E.K.K.A. walk bowlers. It was right as people started to make HGHB or anti-HGHB bases. And so basically the first thing people started to do for anti-HGHB bases was outside defenses near the queen and kind of all over the base. Wherever there was a decent entry for giants, they'd put outside defenses so that the giants would be lured there and the funnel would be harder to create in other spots. And so the nice thing about P.E.K.K.A.s obviously is that they don't go to those defenses. So someone, I think it was Omega, had the bright idea to bring P.E.K.K.A.s along. And you can see he's got 3 full health P.E.K.K.A.s. His queen is full health with the ability. Plenty of loons to take down this archer tower and a loon for cleanup. Really cool attack. And I forget how long this was. I should have made note of it when I first started watching it. But obviously with that few, I mean, he only has 3 P.E.K.K.A.s and his heroes, plus the bowlers, dealing damage. So with that few, I think it was pretty close on time, but really, really cool attack. And then, of course, Isaac, our cheeky Australian friend, gonna bring the HGHB. No need to complicate it when it's a base that's set up for HGHB. Still just as OP as it was 2 weeks ago before people started trying to build bases against it. Given the right base. I mean, there are definitely some bases that should not be HGHB'd anymore. So he's going to send his main force right up the gut. 3 rage, 1 heal, which is the way I like to do it as well. I find that I usually end up swagging a heal if I bring 2 heals, even sometimes when I bring 1 heal. So I think 3 rage really helps your giants move through stuff, and then your bowlers take a lot out. His queen is actually going on a walk here, but doing a ton of cleanup work. So he's able to use all the wizards on one side to help funnel his troops while the queen comes here. So kind of fortuitous in some respects. Queen just taking some wizard fire, so she's not going to go down until this archer tower locks on. He's going to pop the ability, get a couple more structures, and then she's going to go down. But he has all of his troops coming right into this Tesla farm. Sends a bunch of hogs in on that wizard tower. I was kind of worried that it was going to be a bomb here. Wouldn't have mattered anyways. And I'm going to try to swag it out here. Isaac is not going to drop this heal spell, despite his hogs kind of petering out. I think he was fine on time anyways, but I mean, he would have had all of his hogs survive if he had just dropped the heal. But got the swag nonetheless. So SDW going to come in with another one. It looks like a max attack, and I'm guessing he's going to come probably from the bottom right here. Yep. I was thinking either this side or this side, left or right from the bottom. So he might be able to get 3 air defenses. Probably just going to get 2, but he's going to get Sweeper, 2 or 3 Wizard Towers, a number of Archer Towers. Yeah, he's going to take out a good portion of this base and have just 2 air defenses left that are pretty targetable. Just 1 layer of defenses on each one. So he breaks it open, poison, misses the CC with that poison, but it doesn't really matter. A little early on the heal. If I remember right, I think the main part of the heal and the max attack is just to keep those barbarians alive for the Barbarian King, but helped heal his golems back up. And his heroes are working in the core, already sends the loons and hounds in. Misses a Seeking Air Mine there on his hound, so that helps as far as the health goes. But I don't think it came very close. He has 2 hounds up right now, 3rd one coming in on that last air defense. Queen is working up in the core. He's got quite a bit of cleanup on this side, so should see that wizard coming soon. No spells left, but also no wizard towers left. So no splash damage on those loons, not many defenses left. He is going to have no problem taking that out. Queen's ability left. Looks like he still has 1 hound up, but 2 of them pop, so he's got plenty of pups around the outer ring. Wizard in down here right as he started the loons would have been nice. Don't know how close it was on time, but got the job done. That full health queen up and doing cleanup the entire raid really helps out. And that's really the beauty of the max attack. The queen goes right in the core and is doing a ton of damage throughout the raid. Now we have Goomex coming in. And yet another queen charge with Earthquake. So many of these this war. Was really cool to see people kind of branch out. I mean, there's a lot of good air attackers in here, but recently I'd seen more ground at the Town Hall 9 level, so it was really cool to see so many air attacks. I'm actually a big fan of air on my Town Hall 10, but almost never do air on my Town Hall 9. I don't know why, I just can't seem to get it down as well as I do ground for whatever reason. So Goomex, as a lot of other people we saw, just going to use his king to funnel here. Queen is going to be doing a ton of work. Manages to save that ability there and no rage as those 2 point defenses were on her, getting her low, but she's going to get healed back up now. And you can see he has this whole base out in front of his queen. 2 air defenses, going to get that up targeting, air targeting expo. CC is coming out here, might not even need the ability, but I think he's going to pop it anyways. Oh, yeah. Pretty calm on his ability, but then still ended up popping it. Queen's going to come in here, get this other expo, and then she's going to work her way down and get that last air defense. So really very few things left for those loons to be targeted by, except for the queen. And you're going to notice that this queen follows the hounds all the way over here, which allows some of the pups to get on her, and then eventually the queen is going to get on the enemy queen. So pretty good timing there. Really could have been trouble for him had that queen stayed with his loons. And this backside wizard tower going to do a lot of damage on his loons. Could have maybe brought a giant right on that mortar to tank that backside wizard tower. But luckily, a whiz with its last dying breath is going to throw one fireball and get that wizard tower down. Now it's just clean up. Pups are going to take care of the king, and queen is going to take care of the rest. Isaac with the second 3-star. Pretty standard. Shattered LaLoon. I mean, both these air defenses right there, targetable for the queen. You know, I think I might have seen this base recently in a recap somewhere. We're very close to it. But both those air defenses right there for the taking. A fairly squishy CC that under rage with his wizards and queen and a poison. That's all going to go down pretty quick. So, wow, I think he actually missed his ability here on his king. But luckily, wizards and the queen are going to clutch that other air defense and probably going to get this sweeper. Yep. Good thinking, queen. Turning on the sweeper before the CC. So queen's going to take that sweeper down, get that expo to half health, which is pretty nice because then you only need 2 or 3 loon drops on it rather than 4. Makes it a little easier, you see. Those first 2, or maybe 3, got it down. And then not a whole lot left. His hound's getting pretty low and that wizard tower is doing some damage. But luckily, pups distract for a second and then those 2 loons just clutch it. And from there it's game over. 8 or 9 loons left for 2-point defenses. Not going to stand much of a chance. Not a whole lot of pups, but luckily got a good loon split and just enough to get those couple storages from the east. And Aidan also pulling out the 6-star. Tons of air attacks. And I mean, to some extent would expect that with people defending against ground and putting their expos on ground, but a lot of these have had expos on air and still going at it with the air attacks. So really great job. Look at that whiz, clutching out that archer tower right as the mortar comes down. And really nice funnel there. Setting his queen up to take that whole compartment out. Relatively cheap funnel. I think he only used maybe 4 wizards for that entire funnel. And look how much he funneled the whole quarter, this whole side of the base. So poison and rage. That drag's going to go down pretty quick. King is at full health. I think the queen got targeted, so he had to pop the ability, but king is going to pop ability here. I'm going to get that second air defense in just a second. King is going to get pretty close to breaking in this next compartment. And then queen is going to come out and basically be on cleanup duty the rest of the raid. Now we got the hounds and loons coming in. Textbook, surgical deployment. Gonna rage for that Tesla farm. Luckily, he has all of those Teslas right next to the air defense, so not too much to worry about. If those were in a separate spot, he could have been really shredded, but very luckily he had all of those Teslas right next to 2 air defenses, so they were focused on his hound for nearly the entire time. And Aidan gonna pull out the swag on this one. And now we got Joey Jr. coming in. Another queen charge LaLoon. Queen just working through some of these storages. Gonna get a Tesla pop here, which is always nice to see. When you can get a Tesla pop on a queen walk with no other nearby point defenses, always good. So he's gonna rage that queen really early. Healers aren't even in the rage. That rage was solely to work that queen through, help alleviate some of the time constraint, and next rage plays very well for his queen to step up and the healer's right behind her. He's gonna get a poison pretty well on the CC, AQ, almost on the king. Gonna need that ability because he has just too much DPS coming at him. 2 point defenses, queen, king, and CC. But queen is gonna step up, take out that elixir collector, and then turn on the Expo and air defense soon. Probably gonna need another rage coming up. No, as long as she gets that Expo down. So he's gonna pocket that rage. Loon's coming in here. Kind of a hard target on that archer tower, so his loons are going to backtrack a little bit before joining in there. And then Hound coming in, perfect timing there. Queen's still up, doing work, taking out that backside wizard tower, which is pretty huge. I mean, the backside wizard towers can ruin even the most overkill of air raids. I mean, I had one just a couple wars ago with probably lost maybe 1 or 2 loons, 15, 14 loons up. And I mean, Inferno Towers didn't do anything, but 1 or 2 backside wizard towers actually just shredded through my loons. Even with 2 hastes on separate packs, so. Really nice raid. Basically just used his king to do some cleanup work on the edge. Now taking on their number 27, Aadip. And he's coming in here also with a shattered LaLoon. Only 13 loons, but he's going to get a good portion of the space. I mean, these 2 air defenses so set up perfectly for that queen, for the queen kill. Just, I mean, no brainer to go with the shattered LaLoon on this one. With current Town Hall 9 base meta, it's really hard how OP HGHB has become, and just using bowlers in general for ground armies. Really, people are putting themselves at quite a risk for getting hit with air. And as you can see, definitely took advantage of that this war. Gonna pick up that nice red mine. This was actually, I believe, a cleanup attack. Getting that sweeper out of the way with his queen and king. Queen is going to go down, so it's all up to the LaLoon portion now. Very good timing on that second hound coming in, or third hound looks like. That was a max hound. So he's got 1 on that air defense, but quite a bit left. And he actually brought a heal for this little mini Tesla farm, which is going to be perfect because there's not a whole lot of damage, so his loons, I mean, no air defense obviously, so his loons are going to be fine in that respect, but these wizard towers aren't going to do much when his loons are under here like this. So his loons get fully healed, and they actually haven't taken any damage up until that point, and everyone just took a big gasp when that happened because really unfortunate with those red bombs. I don't think the last cleanup attack quite uncovered those red bombs, so we didn't know those were there. Gets the perfect pup split on that hound. These loons really coming down to the wire and are actually going to clutch it. Doing the cleanup, luckily, gets this builder hut down, so the loons are going to pass straight into that archer tower. All the red bombs, as you saw, were taken care of by those loons, so going to have just enough to get it down and finish it off. Didn't even need that archer. Would you look at that? Next up, we have Unrau, who has been one of our most consistent hitters lately. Going with What other than the HGHB? It is not dead, ladies and gentlemen. Never say die. But as I said earlier on Isaac's hit, I mean, even though people are seeing a lot of other attacks right off the bat, HGHB is still very overpowered when done on the right base. And he's bringing 2 rage, 2 heal. So we'll see if I was right in saying that usually you end up with a swag heal if you go 2 rage, 2 heal. So he gets that early rage. Second rage is going to come probably pretty soon as the CC starts to engage. I would imagine he's going to rage again right as those bombs come on. Yep, rage again. He wants to get that air defense out of the way quickly so the healers stay up. And this base is already pretty much decimated. That core is shredded. Those bowlers just do so much damage under rage. And gets that nice pathing straight into the heroes. There's pretty much nothing left. And obviously a lot of swag is fun, but as I said, 2 heals kind of over the top for most HGHBs because I think it looks like he's probably going to swag both heals. So I guess 4 rage is the way to go. No. 1 heal, I would say, is probably still the best thing to do. In case you're in a sticky situation and you need to funnel your troops back or whatnot. But really killed this base. 7 hogs, 2 heals, and both hero abilities. Great hit by Unrau. And last Town Hall 9, as this was a Town Hall 8, and there's no chance I'm showing that raid. So Aadip going to start off. This is another HGHB. He's going to bring a couple loons, take that mortar out of the way to make sure his giants go to this corner here. Pretty good idea. I mean, I think if he had dropped him right between these gold storages, he would have been fine, but didn't want to risk any of his giants going over there, and it also allowed him to more easily set up this funnel so that his bowlers could come in. I mean, there's almost nowhere for his bowlers to go but inside here. Targeting onto that CC and the queen here. So queen goes down, air defense goes down quickly, keeps those healers up, and then everything's going to move into the middle here. Bowlers start to veer off, but then come back with the main pack. Rage spell a little behind his troops there. Definitely could have put it more towards the core, but I think he thought his bowlers were going a different way. And he's already in with his hogs. Possibly a little early. I really like to wait as long as I can on my hogs. But I mean, he has 5 hogs left and a loon. I'm guessing this loon is going to be for this archer tower up here, maybe with 1 hog. Everything in this middle is going to go down. He has a bunch of giants left, tanking for his bowlers, his king and his queen. Now, most of the... Okay, so he puts in loon and hog here to force his giants this way, start tanking for this. He's going to pick off these point defenses one by one. Couple giants, couple hogs in right there. And then as his hogs step up, he's going to throw his last couple hogs in on this cannon and archer tower and heal them up. Or maybe not heal them up. There we go. Didn't want to risk it, and probably might not have gotten it if he hadn't. But nice hit by Unrau. Lots of stuff left. And that concludes it. So, a lot of air, really good attacks by our 9s. Gotta tip my hat to them. You can't take care of the stuff up top if you can't clean the bottom. And not only did we clean the bottom, but we absolutely demolished their Town Hall 9s with ours very early in the war. I mean, as I showed you before, tons of 6-pack wars. Even some very close ones, the 99s, 94, 93, and then a lot of scouts here. Some scouting. Oh, those are 10s. But yeah, so really gotta praise the Th9s this war. Beast performance. Love the air attacks. Keep it up, guys.